Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you're tuning in right now, there's a really good chance you're somewhere in the thick of a pretty high-stress week. Maybe you've just rushed through a chaotic morning commute, or maybe you're just taking a quick breather between back-to-back meetings, staring at an inbox that literally never stops growing. We live in a world that just constantly demands our attention and pushes us right to the edge of chronic burnout. So right now, I just want you to take a breath. Let this explainer be a gentle, restorative pause in your hectic day. Today, we're exploring a profound piece of ancient wisdom that speaks directly to the exhaustion of our modern daily grind, and it offers us a really refreshing way to finally find some solid ground. Okay, let's just jump right in by asking ourselves a pretty striking question straight from today's text. What should I beg for? When you really stop and think about it, what are we constantly asking the universe for? Is it that next promotion, a higher salary, maybe hitting that next societal milestone so we finally feel like we've, made it? We spend so much of our waking lives on this endless, exhausting chase. This question really challenges us to pause and reflect on the true nature of what we want, and honestly, whether the things we're so fiercely chasing are actually capable of bringing us peace. Before we get too deep, let's just lay a quick foundation. The text we're drawing from today is a Hukamnama, which translates to a divine command taken from Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. This is the 16th century holy scripture of Sikhism. But what's truly beautiful about this text is that it offers this incredibly inclusive, welcoming wisdom. It's designed to give daily spiritual guidance, and as we'll see, its insights into the human ego, into stress, and into finding peace are just so incredibly relevant to the challenges we face today as busy professionals. All right, Section 1, the illusion of permanence, or as I like to call it, stepping off the treadmill. The text opens up with this really powerful thought. You, God, are the giver of gifts, the Lord of perfect understanding. I am a mere beggar at your door. This is such a profound, grounding way to open because it reminds us to approach our days with a humble heart. In our careers, we exhaust ourselves trying to control absolutely every single outcome, right? The perfect presentation, the flawless project launch, the exact trajectory of our career path. But this line gently reminds us that, hey, we aren't the ultimate directors of the universe. Letting go of that draining need to control everything, that is the first step toward true relief. Let's move right into Section 2, asking for what matters and shifting our focus. So this actually answers that opening question perfectly. What should I beg for? Nothing remains permanent. The text is acknowledging the hard reality of our world. The job titles, the praise from a manager, those quarterly bonuses, they're all fleeting. They just don't last. By gently nudging us away from those temporary ambitions, it points us toward a much deeper spiritual grounding, asking instead to be blessed with the beloved name, which really represents a continuous, mindful connection to a higher truth. We're all dealing with this daily dilemma, aren't we? On one hand, we've got the impermanent stuff, our job titles, our social status, our material gains. And let's be honest, this is where almost all of our workplace anxiety comes from. We stress and lose sleep over this side of the equation. But on the other side, we have the permanent, perfect understanding, spiritual wisdom, that inner connection. The true, unshakable comfort we're all desperately looking for is found entirely on the permanent side. And when we center our lives around the permanent, the chaos of the impermanent really starts to lose its grip on us. Which brings us to Section 3, finding the hidden divine. Basically, discovering the extraordinary right in the middle of the mundane. This next quote really hits the nail on the head. In each and every heart, permeating and pervading. Think about this for a second. We often feel incredibly isolated in our professional struggles. But this teaches us that we are never, ever truly alone. There is a deeply comforting presence woven into everything and everyone. Yes, that even includes that notoriously difficult colleague you have to deal with, or the demanding client who just sent a totally frustrating email. Recognizing that this presence is in each and every heart, it completely changes how we interact with the people around us. The text actually gets really specific here, mentioning these domains in the water, on the land, in the sky, and deep within the heart. Whether you're stuck in awful traffic on your morning commute, taking a quick walk outside your office building to clear your head, or just taking a deep breath at your desk in the middle of a chaotic Tuesday, this is a beautiful reminder that this gentle presence surrounds us absolutely everywhere. There is nowhere you can go where this grounding peace isn't completely available to you. But there's a bit of a catch. This presence is pervading, sure, but it's hidden. It doesn't just force itself upon us. We miss it all the time because we're just so distracted by our endless notifications and our anxieties. It requires a little bit of intentional mindfulness to uncover it. through the word of the Guru's Shabad, meaning through embracing this sweet divine wisdom. This hidden peace is finally revealed amidst our hectic schedules. We just have to remember to tune our frequency to it. All right, section 4, escaping the ego's duality and really breaking the burnout cycle. This passage describes a feeling I think we all know way, way too well. Being caught in birth and death isn't just about some grand cycle of reincarnation. In our daily lives, it's the feeling of being totally stuck in recurring negative patterns. It's the cycle of stressing, achieving, actually scratch that. It's stressing, achieving, and then just burning out, over and over again. The text says this happens because of the love of duality, which just leaves us completely depleted of joy and totally separated from a higher sense of purpose. Let's unpack that love of duality for a second. It's essentially that ego-driven mindset of separation. It's that constant me versus them mentality at work. It's the cynical exhaustion that makes you view your coworkers as competitors and your workday as an absolute battlefield. This mindset keeps us feeling fiercely isolated. But by recognizing this ego trap for exactly what it is, we can start to soften our hearts, replacing that cynical exhaustion with a much more inclusive, warm, and connected perspective. And that leads us to our final section, Section 5, the jewel of wisdom and finding formless peace. The text lays out this really beautiful, clear progression for us. First, we encounter the truth. Second, we internalize these teachings. Third, and this is absolutely crucial, this wisdom gently breaks the bonds, those heavy, exhausting chains of our daily stress, our anxieties, and our ego-driven burnout. And what happens when those chains finally break? Step 4. A brilliant, comforting light, a true jewel of wisdom, is allowed to shine forth from right inside us. And that brings us to this elegantly simple closing verse. O Nanak, the jewel of spiritual wisdom shines forth, and the Lord, the Formless Lord, dwells within my mind. This is the ultimate comfort, guys. It's the realization that when we finally let go of our ego and our frantic grasping for all those impermanent things, this perfectly peaceful, formless presence moves permanently right into the sanctuary of our own minds. You don't have to go escape to a mountaintop to find peace. It takes up residence right there in your head, no matter what stressful boardroom you happen to be sitting in. The text refers to this presence as the destroyer of ego, and the instruction here is so beautifully simple. Deep within your heart, behold him. The next time you feel completely overwhelmed by the intense pressure to achieve, or you feel that familiar, awful knot of anxiety tightening in your chest before a big meeting, just pause. Look deep within your heart to find this steady, grounding anchor. It is right there, waiting to instantly dissolve the ego and bring you right back to center. So I want to leave you with this one final provocative thought today. How will you carry this formless Lord in your mind during your daily routine tomorrow? When the alarm goes off and the emails start pouring in, how will you hold on to this hidden peace? Just remember, the jewel of wisdom is already right there within you. You just have to let it shine. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Take a deep breath, step off that treadmill, and I really hope you carry this restorative warmth into your journey tomorrow.